going to be tying a small emerger Caddis pattern. I mean, it is a great versatile, it's a great wee fly this. It could be, you could use it for midge as well as some mayfly coming off, but it's a small emerger Caddis pattern. I'm not sure who designed the fly originally, but he certainly did a great job and it works extremely well. Simple to tie. I like to tie, now that one was on a 16, but you can see I've tied them right down. This is a 20 here, the smaller ones, and then up to the size 16. These are some small midge, again patterns that work extremely well. But I'm going to use, as I say, size 16, no, size 16, and it's a barbless. That's the hook there. It's a Partridge size 16 SLD. Lovely hook, it's very sharp, it's got a nice ring to it when you bang. So temper's really good. Now for the materials I'm going to be using is thread first, is the Uni Fire Orange in the 8.0. One of my favourite dubbins is the Montana Fly Company one, the UV Frog's Hair. Not that frogs have hair, but anyway, it's a synthetic dubbin that has a UV, some flash through it, and especially when you're fishing flies close to the surface, I like to have the UV in the material. Sometimes it just works. For the legs, a small CDC feather. Now I've already taken the fluff from the bottom of the CDC feather, just ready to cut it and show you how to apply it to the fly. And then for the wing, this is like Polypro, poly yarn, Parapost. Any of these type of fibres do extremely well for this type of fly. Now all we do is we simply start at the eye, go down a layer of thread, all the way down the shank, touching turns, and full length of the shank, and then rake off, cut away the waste piece. Then get some of your dubbin. You don't need a lot. E-dub is extremely easy, this stuff. Just onto the thread. The fire orange thread enhances the colour, gives it some depth. If you want it darker, choose a black thread. Now what I'm doing here is getting up close to the shank and do the turn, and just slowly building up the body to a kind of like carrot shape, or a taper in the body to about that point there. You're looking about 2/3. Now the excess, all you have to do is pull it back, do a turn, pull it back and down, then trim away the excess. It's easy to do, simple way to tie. Now for the legs, it's a great method to actually get the legs. You don't need a lot. Peeled away 2 or 3 fibres from the bottom, allowing the stem to show. Pulled out 3 each side, 2 to 3, and then I'm going to trim this here, just at this point here. So take the scissors in, trim, and hold. By keeping the fibres on the stem, will actually encourage them to fan out and spread the weight of the fly and give a nice print on the water. Now what you do is, you just simply lie it on the top, put your finger, or your thumb, sorry, on the top, holding the stalk, or the stem, on the shank, and then tighten up. Basically making sure that you tie in the CDC. Now as you can see, there's the V shape you formed. Stem is running along the back of the body. The length of the legs, well, I usually just slightly by the back of the hook, about that point there. There you are. Then you need your poly yarn, whatever you use, just on the top, and wind down towards the eye, but 4 or 5 turns and bring it back up, just on this sort of thorax area. Leave it as it's just now, don't touch it. And then dubbin, I like a natural dubbing, like this one here. Like hare's ear or something would be very good. This is just basic rabbit, a nice dark rabbit. Soft, it's got some guard hair in with it. Just blended together for the thorax. Slide it up, then form your thorax, build up. Nice shape. You see the very last turn, what I do is bring the wing back in itself, do that turn or two in front. Keeping the thread tight, don't let it go. Get some varnish, and I'm using the brush to apply it. Just run it onto the thread. Get your wet finishing tool. So watch, don't catch any material, just pull it all back. Then 3 or 4 turns, tie off. Trim away your waste. Then all you have to do is lift these fibres straight up and trim. And that there forms the wing post. Gives an impression of the fly. But as you can see, there's a lovely shape you get in the fly. Nice taper. It's a great Caddis pattern. It will represent, as I said, a few flies. Great for midge. Any mayfly type patterns coming off. In all the sizes and all the colours. Orange is one of a good. Black's extremely good. And then so on. Anyway, that's your finished. There's your Caddis.